Hi, I'm delighted to welcome you all to the Health Research Board Trials Methodology Research Network 10th Annual Symposium, which focuses on making global trials local, innovations and collaborations in clinical trials.
This symposium is important for a number of reasons. First, it gathers some leading trialists in Ireland and internationally together to talk. It's also about platform trials, which are a novel way of gathering and collecting evidence.
But they only really matter if those trials are done well, if they answer important questions, and if the findings actually make a difference to patients and the public that we're trying to provide better care for. And without meetings like this, without opportunities for different interest holders in trials, from patients and the public, from funders, policymakers, clinicians, researchers, trial operations teams coming together, those trials will never be done well. And if we look at some of the most impactful trials that have been done globally, they're because people collaborated together to answer important questions, to do really high quality trials that answered questions that ultimately benefited patients at the bedside.
I think it's invaluable to get the perspectives of different groups of people. Researchers on the one hand, funders, methodologists on the other, and I think we've seen a beautiful example of that this morning. The different complementary perspectives we bring makes us each enrich our own thinking about something. I think the other reason it's important is because it's small and it's collegial and people are having an opportunity to meet each other, to interact with each other, and it's really that kind of interaction that brings about change. First of all, conducting a trial is complicated. One has to have enough patients and enough variability in patients that one generates answers that are going to be relevant to most patients who would be treated. Global trials have the advantage of bringing in more variability and larger numbers, and so one can be more confident in the sort of core decisions that are made by a global trial.
So globally designed and run trials have a local impact for a number of reasons. We live in a country with 4 or 5 million people. It is hard to do large trials just within our own island, so we need to work collaboratively. You also get greater ideas, and you also get input for other communities, other patient groups and other clinicians. By working together, we can get answers that affect Irish patients quicker, for more efficient, and in time to improve their outcomes.
I think global trials can also point out the differences between how care is provided in different localities, and that becomes important in understanding what principles should guide what you do in one place versus in another place. So I think it's a combination of variability, of power, but also of being able to leverage the fact that we do things differently, and because we do things differently, we can learn from each other about them. The future of platform trials, from my perspective, is very much in how they become a way of testing the system, how the system learns about what it's doing and how it learns to do better, so that I see them in the long run as being integral to the healthcare system, not something that stands outside it, but something that is kind of its touchstone for understanding what it's doing and changing how it does things over time.
Probably one of the substantial key takeaways for me today was the early career researchers and the PhD scholars session, because it left me feeling that the future of clinical trials and trials methodology is in very good hands, and probably in better hands than it would be with me and some of my older colleagues. So that was very reassuring to see the next generation of clinical trialists and trial methodologists coming through.